great estate of Collinwood as it exists in the strange and disturbing world of parallel time. A time in which each person follows a new destiny. But on entering this new world, Barnabas Collins became trapped in a chained coffin. The prisoner of the half-mad author Will Loomis. He is unable to follow the different fates of those around him. He does not know of the spirit that has haunted the great house or of the strange supernatural ceremony that will take place there this terrible night.
Watch closely, David, as I light the candles. And when the seventh one is lit, you will appear to me. We shall be here together, face to face, you and I. Watch now. Watch closely. To go away and leave me alone. But you refused. I did what had to be done.
You mean you got Bruno in trust to do it for you?
Bruno loved me the way I wanted to be loved.
No man ever loved you like I love you.
Stay where you are. Don't come any closer. And keep looking into my eyes. Now, I know you want your death revenged. Blame you for that, but I cannot allow it. I have laid many plans here, and I won't have them upset by you or by anyone else.
And I won't rest until Quentin knows the truth about you.
Oh, yes, you will. I summoned you here, and I can send you away again. You had to appear because I used the candles of the seven secret. Bring you here because they have control over life. And they can send you away again because they have control over death. They can send you back to your grave forever.
I'm not being anymore, Angelique. The candles have no power over me.
Then try to move. Try to lift your hand and snuff the candles out.
I can't move.
I have a hold over you in death, too, you see. And when the seventh candle appeared, you appeared. When the seventh candle is snuffed out, you will return to your tomb and never appear again.
No! No, you can't do it! You can't do it!
Poor Damien. Just as handsome and charming in death as he was in life. And every bit as meddlesome. But not for much longer. Goodbye, Damien.
No, Angelique. Please, please, Angelique. No, no.
Now nothing stands in my way. The house will be mine again. Quentin will be mine again. And nothing can stop me. Nothing.
Oh, you're not being very friendly, Miss Harriet.
I've work to do, and you know that.
You're not just trying to avoid me, are you? I've never seen you so dedicated to your work.
Look, I have to make a living. Do you mind?
No, no, not at all, not at all. As long as you leave me just a little time. Or maybe I'll just stand here and watch you.
You must have something better to do.
My, aren't we touchy this evening? I hope you're not going around saying nasty things about me as you did to Dr. Longworth.
Will you please leave me alone and let me work?
Oh, I touched a nerve, haven't I? You are soft on the good doctor, aren't you?
You're the most evil-minded man I ever met.
And I wager you've met a few, huh?
You must be John Yeager.
At your service, sir.
I'm Larry Chase. I'm Chris Collins' partner, and as you know, Chris is Dr. Longworth's lawyer.
You're also 15 minutes late, Mr. Chase.
I'm a very busy man.
Oh, and you consider it beneath your dignity to deal with me?
Well, I'd like to get this over as soon as possible. Can we use one of the tables?
By all means. Miss Harrington, buy Mr. Chase anything he wants and put it on my...
I don't drink when I'm discussing business, but thanks anyhow.
I don't think we need to sit for all this. You just need my signature. Isn't that correct?
Well, I'd hope to get more than just your signature, Mr. Yeager.
What do you mean by that?
I want you to tell me why Chris is bestowing and putting in your deposit this much money in your name.
I thought the good doctor explained all that.
Well, he explained to me that it was part payment for services rendered on some of his experiments. I don't believe that.
And I guess you think that I've got some kind of hold over him, or that I'm trying to blackmail him, all of which I find highly amusing.
But you don't deny it.
I must emphatically deny it. As a matter of fact, how could anyone blackmail the good Dr. Longworth, eh? The man is a vegetable. He neither smokes nor drinks. He doesn't know the meaning of adventure. In short, the man is a cloistered bore. And how could anybody possibly blackmail a man like that?
You're not only arrogant and disgusting, Mr. Yeager. You're a model of ingratitude. Dr. Longworth is being more than generous with you.
I just really say the truth as I see it.
Well, I'm going over to see Dr. Longworth tonight, and I'm sure that he'll be very interested to learn of what low opinion you hold him in.
I'm afraid you're going to be in for a disappointment. Because Dr. Longworth and I have always been very frank with each other. That's why he values my services so highly.
I don't believe that. I'm going to see him tonight.
I don't think you'll find him in the laboratory tonight.
Well, I'll just wait until he comes, and I'm sure that when he does, I'll be able to convince him that he has no longer any need for you.
Well, by all means, try, Mr. Chase. But I don't think you're going to succeed.
Well, let me show you how confident I am. When I'm through with Cyrus, I'm sure we'll have no more need of this.
I like you, Mr. Chase. And I like your holier-than-thou attitude even less. And anyone that steps in John Yeager's way better get out.
Are you threatening me?
I'm promising you there's going to be trouble if you ever get in my way again. Miss Harrington! I'm going to see you later this evening, Miss Harrington. Well, Gladstone. Gladstone, did you see the good doctor tonight?
He isn't back in the laboratory yet.
Oh, really? Well, as the good doctor might say, try again. If at first you don't succeed, eh, Gladstone?
I think I'll have that drink now. Make it scotch on the rocks.
Yes, Mr. Chase.
Miss Harrington, you're not interested in that man, are you?
He just comes in here a lot, that's all.
What do you know about it?
Nothing, Mr. Chase. I mean, I really don't know him very well at all.
Well, he certainly knows how to intimidate a person, doesn't he?
What are you talking about?
I mean, what you do know about him. You just don't want to talk about it because you're too afraid.
Mr. Chase, it is late, and I'm about to go off duty, and I cannot talk anymore.
Fine. All right, thank you. Enough. Good night.
Night.
I don't relish the thought of being Cyrus Longworth again. But that lawyer must be brought into line, and soon.
I'll be right there. Miss Harrington.
May I come in?
Yes, come in, come in. Well, certainly didn't expect a visit from you at this hour.
You're probably much happier if you never saw me again.
Well, I don't understand what you mean.
Oh, aren't we the innocent one? Butter wouldn't melt in our mouth.
Well, I don't understand.
Yes, you do. Why did you go to Jaeger and tell him all those awful things about me?
What things?
That I'd come here and made advances toward you. You knew how mad that would make him. Now, why did you do it?
Well, as a matter of fact, Miss Harrington, I didn't say that you came and made advances. I didn't use that phrase at all.
Why did you have to tell him anything? Why did you have to even tell him that I came to see you?
Well, Miss Harrington, when you were here that day, you left, and Mr. Jaeger saw you, and he came back and he questioned me.
Well, why didn't you tell him the truth? That I came just to find out if you would sign the check.
I did tell him the truth, but Mr. Jaeger is a very suspicious person.
You don't have to tell me.
Oh, Miss Harrington, I'm sorry. If there's anything I can do, if you'd like me to talk to Mr. Jaeger.
No, that's the one thing I don't want you to do. One wrong word out of you and he's liable to beat me up again.
Beat you up? Is that what he did?
Yes, I've got plenty of bruises to prove it, too.
I feel terrible. I feel terrible. I didn't know he'd get that angry.
It doesn't take much for him.
Oh, you have every right to be upset with me. Every single right. I'll do anything to make up for it. Anything at all, believe me.
You really are a strange one. I wonder if I'll ever really get to know you.
I hope we do.
I hope so, too.
Oh, that's. I'm expecting a friend, my lawyer. We had an appointment. I'm sorry. I hate to rush you out, Miss Harrington, but we have very urgent business.
I understand. It's all right, Doctor. See you soon.
Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye.
Cyrus, you must end your friendship with this man Yeager. He's dangerous. Yes, I met him tonight, as Chris told me to. But after meeting him, I must tell you that I'm even more appalled at what you're doing.
Well, did you get the signature for the bank account?
Oh, yes, I got it. And I tore it up.
Why?
Well, I can't believe you won't listen to reason about him.
I'm in no mood to argue about this.
But, Cyrus, you must explain to me. You must be more specific as why you need Yeager. Certainly there must be someone who can replace him or do this performing services that he does, but whatever they are.
I can only tell you that I'm not disposed to change my mind about this. Now, I want that bank account opened in his name. And there's one more thing I want you to do.
Well, what's that?
I want you to change my will. In the event of my death or disappearance, everything that belongs to me shall go to John Yeager.
But why are you willing to bequeath everything you own to a man you barely know, a foul and evil man at that?
In the event of my death or disappearance.
Oh, are you anticipating an imminent death or disappearance?
No, of course not.
Well, then why take such an action at this time?
I have my reasons. Now, as my lawyer, you are obliged to do as I wish, not to disobey or question my motives.
Well, Cyrus, I mean, as an attorney, I'm not just an attorney, but I'm a friend of yours. And I must tell you that I've become increasingly concerned about you.
And I insist that you do not. Now, you are to take care of changing that bank account into his name and altering my will, and I insist that you do it as soon as is humanly possible.
Very well. I'll get busy on both matters tomorrow.
Good evening, Miss Harrington.
Who are you?
I'm Horace Gladstone. You remember my face? I saw you earlier in your tavern.
Oh, yes, I remember you. What do you want?
Well, I'd just like to talk to you for a few moments and ask you a question or two. Believe me, I'm quite harmless.
All right, come in. What kind of questions do you want to ask? You're not a cop or anything, are you?
Oh, good heavens, no. I'm merely a very curious man.
Curious about what?
About Dr. Longworth. He is your friend, isn't he?
Sort of.
What do you mean, sort of? Is he, shall we say, an admirer of yours?
Oh, I see. I get it. You were sent here to ask me these questions, weren't you?
Sent? By whom?
John Yeager. I saw you talking to him at the Eagle. He sent you here to spy on you. Well, you can tell him from me that if he wants
please,
to...
Miss Harrington, please. You are a much closer friend of John Yeager than I am, to judge by what transpired at your tavern.
I don't think that's any of your business. Look, I don't know why you're asking all these questions, but I think you ought to go.
Please don't get upset, Miss Harrington. If you wish, we can talk this over at...
What are you staring at?
that painting. It's really quite extraordinary. Where did you get it?
A gentleman's friend.
Dr. Longworth, perhaps?
Oh, don't be ridiculous. I don't know Dr. Longworth that well. But since you're being so nosy, I don't mind telling you it was Mr. Yeager who gave it to me.
John Yeager.
Yes, what about it?
Nothing. Nothing. Everything is all right. Would you please excuse me, Miss Harrington?
Good night.
Who is it?
Horace Gladstone.
Well, what do you want?
A very urgent matter, Dr. Longworth. Thank you, Doctor. Well, as always, burning the midnight oil.
I would appreciate visitors to use the front entrance, Mr. Gladstone. This is a private entrance. It is not to be used.
I thought it was more appropriate this time.
What do you mean?
Don't you know
Of course I don't know.
about you and me and our little secret?
What are you talking about?
Oh, come along with it. It's inconceivable that I wouldn't find out sooner or later. You helped me in your own way to solve the mystery. You led me to the truth.
What truth?
That Cyrus Longworth is John Yeager and John Yeager is Cyrus Longworth.